Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jacqui. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we get to celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jacqui. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. This week we're chit-chatting about the beauty of an ordinary life. I love this title. Me and Jacqui keep saying that, but it sounds like a movie. But that's how we feel about our everyday life. I don't know. How do we explain it? When you look at your life, imagine that you are a bystander and you're watching a movie of your life and you just see this, the everyday things. You're seeing the waking up, the alarm clock is going off and you're waking up and you might have a child waking up with you. You might already have a child in the bed because they couldn't sleep the night before. Or maybe you're in the life with no children, wherever you are, right? You have maybe a dog, whatever the scenario is right here. And, you might have something quickly, you have to get ready and go. It might be a slow morning, whatever it is, whatever your normal is, that is your morning, okay? And then you're going to this, you're going to that. And, right, you have kids running around, there's noise, there's messy house, there's fingerprints everywhere, there's little thing ran away that way. I know, there's a Lego under the thing, there's a crayon here, there's a laundry palette somewhere that needs to be folded, the laundry machine's going off, the dishwasher's running. You know what I'm talking about? All these things are going, but it's the little things that's in between these little things. And that's what we want to talk about, right? Because one day we're going to look back at our own life and we're going to be like, how amazing was that time that I'll never, ever, ever get to experience again. And I think that right there is the secret. I feel like I was actually looking back at pictures because I have little pictures that pop up on my screen. And I was looking back, sometimes I'll just jump back and look at whatever that moment was. And I was looking back at a time when I worked at Disney and I was just like, I wish I took it as it is, right? I wish I just saw the beauty in the moment and I didn't want more from the moment. And I think that's what, when you start seeing the beauty in the ordinary moment, you in ordinary life and everyday things, you don't ask for more in that moment. You don't ask for anything else. You start seeing it's the little hand grabbing your hand. It's the little, voice asking you for more. It's the little, silly expression they give you when you told them something, or it's that silly song you made up as a mom, to get them through whatever, right? You start realizing it's not about anything else. It's not about the more. It's literally just how amazing it is that you're able to make dinner for your family. How amazing it is that your dishwasher is full of dishes because you all had food to eat, right? You just start seeing and you start feeling how beautiful is this life, right? It doesn't matter how big the to-do list is, right? Because thank goodness I have a to-do list. That means I am needed, I am wanted, and that means there is more for me than sitting and wondering what that is.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast on a walk not too long ago, and it's this girl. She's probably 10 years younger than me or something. The podcast is called Haliness. She talks a lot about health and fitness stuff, but the way that she words things is amazing. I just love listening to the way that she talks and explains, and I like analogies. She gives a lot of those. Anyway, she's talking about what a blessing it is. So she was training to do a fitness competition or whatever, and she talked the whole way through about what it took and what she had to sacrifice, whatever. And she's like, it's such a blessing to have a day that is typical, a typical day where what's happening. And people kind of take it for granted because it can be really mundane and exhausting. When you're doing the same thing day to day, but she's like, you don't realize how beautiful it is to have a day where that this is going to happen on this day. So, you can plan such and such, and how beautiful the mundane is sometimes. And it really made me think, because it's true, we're humans. So rushing around with the kids throughout the day, throughout the summer, it can be really tiring, and it's normal and human to not always be oh, what a beautiful flower, what a beautiful thing, whatever, noticing all the things around you, right? It's totally normal. We're humans, so we don't always do that. But if you could just stop every once in a while and realize the moment is so beautiful, and not to be dramatic and you're never going to get this moment back, but at the same time, it's when they say you only get 18 summers with your kid. I don't know how true that is. Gavin's going to be with me forever, but
Gavin's gonna come back with his babies one day.
Be with me ever. But also, I've been talking with Ashley like, wow, the summer really took me out. And we're not even done yet, but well, when we're recording this, but it's just been so exhausting but amazing, like amazing. I've had such good memory, but even the amazing things can be tiring sometimes. And so it's okay to like feel exhausted on one hand and also be like, we are having such an amazing life. Like we're doing all it's nothing crazy. It's like we went bowling one day. We went to like go see a movie. It's not anything like nuts. We're not like going these big like European travels or anything. It's just ordinary stuff, but it's so beautiful. And watching the kids get so like lit up about whatever they're doing. Like just now, I was talking to Ashley on FaceTime before we started recording, and Pierce is sitting there like, oh my gosh, they're going to open the tunnel for the first time, on the game they're playing. And it's like sometimes I look at them and I'm like, wow, like we as adults really look past these moments that little kids get so excited about and they notice. And so that's like one of my favorite things. Not to like go on a weird tangent here, but that's like one of my favorite things about having kids is like you get to see things in a different way that makes life feel so much more magical.
It's so true. And I think sometimes we want to like control the moment because we feel like we are the adult, we are the parent. But I think sometimes we just have to like kind of let it go. Like, I think when you are, I don't know, like I was thinking about this while you were speaking, but how many times you're like, oh, you can't have 2 more minutes before bed, right? But it's always when you give those 2 extra minutes before bed that you guys have the best kiss, the best laugh, the best giggle, right? Like, I feel like so many times we want to control the schedule, we want to control what's next. Like, we're always skipping to what's next. Like, oh, I want to put them to bed already because, I need time to myself. But as soon as you put them down, let's be real, you're watching the monitor, you're missing them, you're looking at pictures, you're like, wow, we had the best day ever, right? Right? Like, we're always trying to get to the next thing because we want to relax, we want to, I don't know, like achieve this next goal, whatever it is we want, but things can wait. It's okay to give more time where you're feeling you're valued and your energy is going. That's when you're living in the ordinary moments, you start seeing those things. You start feeling like, hey, like, we were, I don't know, making, let's say, for example, like this is just an example. Let's say you're making pancakes with your child and they're having fun with the chocolate chips, right? Well, then take that time to then like have fun with them, right? Count the chocolate chips or, get like a strainer or another cup and have them pour the chocolate chips back and forth. Like, it's okay to make more out of the moment and pause what you're trying to do too. And I think that's something too I think about all the time in these ordinary moments is like, it's not about what you actually were trying to accomplish. It's about the excitement. It's about the moment. It's about the
Process.
interest. What'd you say?
The process.
Yes, the process.
Mhm.
That's the word, the process. I
Yeah.
love that because I don't know, I think about how too with Ari a lot of times like I'll say something like once or twice and he'll think it's so funny that then he'll like try to achieve that same reaction out of me again. So he's obsessed with this like little Melissa and Doug school like wooden school bus. It has like a little door on it that you open and close and it makes like a little noise when you open and close it. And I always tell him like one time told him I was like, oh, did you hear the door? I heard the door and he thought it was so funny. So now every time he's opening and closing the door, looking at me, waiting for me to go, oh, did you hear the door? I heard the door. He thinks it's so funny, right? But we wouldn't have that moment if I wasn't paying attention to what he was looking at, right? I saw his eyes look up. I saw his eyes get excited by the door. So I commented on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now we have this like funny interaction. And I
Yeah.
just think so many times, if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't realize that door made so much, like, he was so interested by the door, right? Like, you really just start
There's so
pouring back into yourself and like everyone around you when you're really living in that ordinary life and that love for
yeah.
that ordinary life.
It can be hard sometimes because there's so many distractions in the world, not just our phones, but that is obviously a huge distraction. It's something that I think about often. Like I deserve to have time to myself, but also I have to tell Gavin like a boundary if I want to be on my phone and he comes and talks to me because I feel so guilty if I'm like ignoring him, but then I get frustrated because I'm like, can't you see that, whatever, but not just social media. That's just one thing, but there's just so many distractions in the world. And it's so easy to just get so frustrated because you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do and whatever. But sometimes I like force myself to stop and just like put everything down. This is in reality, I know we're trying to be productive. Girl, I love being productive. If anyone knows me, they know I love doing things and I love being productive. And Glenn knows if I'm just sitting around doing nothing, I probably don't feel good or I'm like really tired because I'm always moving. But also because I'm always moving, I feel like it's easy to just be distracted by everything that's going on around you. You're not noticing noticing all the things. And not that you have to notice every single thing, that would be exhausting. You're allowed to get things done. It just has to be like this balance. And I still struggle with that's what I'm talking about right now. Like I still
Yes.
struggle a lot with it. I really do, because part of me is like, oh my gosh, I didn't stop to listen to every word that Gavin says, but also Gavin processes by talking out loud. So he's always talking out loud. And so I'm like, is this a moment when I should like stop and listen to his little things, his little quirks? Or do I be like, okay, Gavin, gotta go, you know? But it's so easy as a mom to like struggle with it, especially when you have kids that are talking and are interested in things and they're passionate and you want to see what they're passionate about and like you want to be excited with them. Oh, mom life is filled with a lot of guilt. That's
Yes.
the answer.
I think though, interesting you're talking about this, but something I want to bring up, like you saying this, is like yesterday was like one of those days where I felt like I was just going like 50 miles per hour. Like I did not get enough sleep yesterday. Like I just felt like out of my body because I was just so tired and I had like all these videos to like film. So I'm just like sitting there hunched over my phone all day, like editing and filming, and I'm just exhausted by the end of the day. And at one point, I literally was just like, I need a reset. I literally just need a reset. And it happened twice yesterday. And I think that's another thing to bring up is like building in resets. Like that's part of it, right? Like you want to experience this life, then that means that you are looking for those moments. That means that you see that your nerves are getting high, you're anxious, your body's whatever it is, whatever you're feeling in the feelings, right? Those feelings that you're not wanting to feel, that means you need that reset, right? And that means that you're resetting to get back to that ordinary life. You're getting back to just doing like the vibe, the flow, like the good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You could even build, I'm thinking, I saw someone talk today and about they're like, I have ADHD, so I build in buffers between like activities. But I'm like, you could even build in activities that you are more present. Like you're
Mhm.
like, okay, we're going to go on evening walks and we are not going to bring our phones and we're going to be present and we're going to talk to each other. Or, okay, we're going to go shopping. I'm going to bring the boys with me because they're older and they can come with me and they're not, they're not too crazy. When they were younger, it was a little more crazy, but I'm going to write everything down on a piece of paper, not be on my phone. And therefore, we're going to talk about the things that we see and we're going to have that time together. Like you can build
Yeah.
that time in. I was talking about how like I feel like Glenn and I don't like we don't have that time to chat anymore because by the time we do, it's at the end of the day when the boys are in bed and I'm exhausted and so
Mhm.
tired. And it's like, well, build that into your day somewhere else. Like build in time just so that you guys can chat, even if it's like sitting down with coffee or whatever. It's like you can build these little tiny times of like in your ordinary life, like these little moments where you're like, okay, and it could, and maybe it has to be a boundary. Like for me, I feel like it kind of does. Like, okay, definitely evening walks, no electronics. Or when we go into restaurants now, we really try, Glenn and I, to put our phones down because we don't let the boy and this is no judgment. You do what you do. Like this is just what we do. We used to have when Pierce was younger, we totally had him on an iPad while we were eating. I'm not gonna lie, or a phone or something, because it was hard to like even eat our dinner with him being crazy there. Now that he's a little bit older, we try not to have electronics at all when we go out to eat, and we just like chat and have conversations. And I have like a little notebook that I carry around with me ever. Sometimes we play like tic tac toe and stuff. It's just like building these little moments into your day. And I know it takes time, and I know that we're tired. I know we have so much going on, and sometimes I'm like, I don't have time for all that. Like, I don't have time for those moments. But I promise you, when you like think back and you're like, wow, I wish I would have, like, you're not gonna be like, I wish I would have got more work done. Like, I wish I would have, you're gonna be like, I wish I would have had more of those special moments with the people that I love rather than trying to fill all of the time so that we're always busy, you
Yeah,
know?
I think I like so something interesting you're talking about this because the other day, like I felt like, I was taking a lot of time away from like spending time with Ari because I had to get all this stuff done. And at the end of the day, I was like, okay, but making sure that I have a block of time where I can be intentional is so important. And I agree with you so much. And I think that comes from also like stemming from all our other conversations we ever have. Like we control our schedule, we control our life, we control our outcome in that sense because we are mindful. We are seeing stuff as a season. We see the beauty in just the ordinary day life. We don't need more, but we do love more because more is important because that means it's growth. It means that we're achieving, right? And I think even when you achieve more, you start seeing things as like, it's not just the achievement, it's all the process you use to get there to that achievement, right? And so I definitely agree that you really truly have to like build those blocks into your day sometimes. That's again, and this becomes what is important to you, what is important to your family, what is important to your lifestyle, right? Your life, and what is important to the season. Can this season hold this much intentional time with one-on-one intentional time with your children? Can this season hold, what you need for intentional time with yourself, right? And I think as you go through life, you start seeing that every season is only going to hold a certain amount of time. And you have to just love what season you're in. Because again, like I said, I wish, and I'm not regretting it, right? I learned. So it's not a regret, right? I learned from it. I learned that if I just lived in the moment, I would have enjoyed that moment more, right? If I, instead of trying to find, it needed to be this, it needed to be that, I need to compare it to this because I saw this, I need to compare that experience because someone told me that was someone else's experience, right? Like, we don't need to do that. That's what happens when you start watching social media and letting it consume you. That's what happens when you let celebrities' lives consume you. That's what happens when you let reality TV consume you. That's what happens when you let someone at the mom and pop restaurant telling you a story consume your life. Like, we don't need that outer world coming into your world. This is your bubble, and no one else needs to enter your bubble that does not need to be in your bubble, right? And so that means that in your ordinary life, that means you are putting your energy into things that you find value, into things that bring value to you. And because they bring value to you, you start finding love in it. Because imagine if you keep putting yourself in a negative situation, you're unfortunately is going to be hard to find the beauty in that ordinary life. And it is going to be a challenge. And I think once you start seeing like, hey, there's some things in my life that are not beautiful, right? I need to work on these things, right? How do I take myself from this negative point, this lower point, and bring myself to a positive point? And the more you bring yourself from level 1 to level 100, more stuff become beautiful. Like I said, the fingerprints on the refrigerator, you're never going to see those fingerprints again. Like, you're never going to see that random magnet, that ABC magnet on the fridge again in 10 years. Your child's not even going to care about those ABC magnets in 10 years. Or that thing your child's obsessed with now, they're probably never going to be obsessed with it. Or that bag you're obsessed with now, you're probably going to forget about it in 10 years. Like, it's so funny what we let consume us because we are human. We are humans. And that's the thing, is love it. Love the moment you're in. So if that's what's consuming you, if that's what's exciting you, then love it. Give into it. Like Jacqui was talking to me about how she wants to put patches all over her little purse. And I love this for her because it's just a creative outlet for her. So even though, right, and maybe in 10 years, she might never use this purse situation with patches again, or she might, who knows, right? We don't know the outcome, what's going to happen in 10 years, right? It could be she does, she doesn't. But whatever it is, this is a creative outlet for her in this season. And she's putting, like, that is the ordinary part of the life, is like, she found something that she can put her creativity in that's going to make her smile. That's going to make her happy. That's going to make her feel that energy of happiness. And guess what she's going to do with that energy of happiness? It's going to make her want to go do something else. And then she's going to take that energy of happiness and bring it to her kids. And it's going to make her want to do something with her kids. That's what's amazing, is you start seeing that ordinary day life. Literally everything we talk about aligns with this. Like, you're not looking at someone else's grass. You're only focused on your grass. You're only focused on making no one else happy. You're only focused on good. You're only focused on growth. You're only focused on the little things that bring you to where you're going. You start seeing that it's not about running the 1,000 miles. It's about every day waking up at 5 a.m. to get to where you want to be, to run the miles you want to run.
Yeah. I agree that, like, when you see other people with things or doing things or saying this is what we do, we tend to think, oh my gosh, I don't do it that way, or I don't have those things, or I don't look like that, or my schedule doesn't look like that, and we have the same age kids, or whatever. And you start thinking like, oh my gosh, maybe I need to change what I'm doing, even though maybe what you're doing is really making you happy. And yeah, I do like decorating things, and it kind of, I know I've seen on the internet people are like, oh my gosh, bag charms, like like the plushy charms over, that's so childish, like that's so for like little kids, you shouldn't be doing that, like people just, and that's just like literally one example just because I have bag charms. But the things that make me happy, I freaking look at my bag and I'm like, I love my little bag charm. I don't care. And I wear it. And I feel like, I don't know if it's my age or if it's that like I went through a lot a few years ago, or like I don't even know, but I feel like this year I've like stepped more into almost like old Jacqui, like little Jacqui, combined with what I've learned in life now. and doing all of these little things to make my journal look cute so that I love sitting down. That's an ordinary moment, like sitting down to like journal, but I like am obsessed with the way my journal cover looks, or I'm obsessed with like, the way that my desk looks or whatever, and just making it personal to me and doing the things I love regardless of like who else, even my friends. My friends might be like, "Oh yeah, I would never do that." But like who cares? Not in a mean way, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just have to do what is authentic to us, and that will really help make your ordinary life seem extraordinarily more beautiful.
You're romanticizing what you already have in your life. And I think that is the underlying thing here is you're romanticizing what you already have because one day you're going to miss all these moments. You're going to miss, the car pickups. You're going to miss, journaling at the kitchen table while your kids are having breakfast. You're going to miss their small giggles. You're going to miss their laughs. You're going to miss their voice. You're going to miss, even before children. Like, I already miss my newborn and he's not a new, it's
I
been a
already
year.
miss it, and it's not gone yet.
Yes. But even before children, like I miss the way like it felt to like go to a concert, go to a festival. Like, I miss the way it felt to like go to the nightclub and like have no worries, I miss what it felt like to be up at 4 a.m. with my two homies, doing whatever we want after work. Like I miss those moments, right? And there's people that I don't even talk to anymore. And I miss the moments we had together because I love life. I love life. I love that my sink is filled. I love that there's toys everywhere. I love that my house is dirty. Like I love that I have 13 boxes of samples I need to rank reviews about. I love that I have like 18 things of chips in my like garage, right? I love everything about my life. Like I love even the hard things. I have probably 8 loads of laundry to fold. Like it doesn't matter. I love all these things because that means that I have all these things. That means I am blessed beyond measure. And one day I'm going to look back and be like, wow, I remember the life that we had here in Washington. I remember what it was like when my baby was this old, and maybe it'll be something small. Like you never know too what can bring you back to like, I don't know, that moment to like be a smell. It could be like a sound, like whatever it is, like you will see that these days were everything to you. And you need to live the fullest in these days because the ordinary days are the most beautiful days.
Amen, sister.
I love you all. I really like, this is such a big episode, I think, for me, because I always said, everyone was like, oh, you have such a to-do list. I'm like, but this is my, like, even like, I don't even call it my to-do list. I literally call it my daily docket. Like, these are just things I have
her get to-do list. Like
Yeah.
she literally, this is her in real life. She's not just doing it for the podcast. Like she talks about this to me all the time.
Like I get to do this. I get to take care of my family. Like I have this privilege. Like this is truly a blessing to know that there's food, to know that there's dishes, to know that there's clothes, to know that there's somebody or something. I am wanted. I am needed. There is somewhere I need to be. There's someone that needs me. There's something to always look forward to. Even the other day I was literally I was in the kitchen. We have these dinosaur magnets. And I forgot to put one away and it was just sitting on the dishwasher. And I was just thinking about like literally like I'm never ever gonna have this dinosaur magnet like that again in 5 years ago, from now. Like who cares about dinosaur magnets when my child's 5 years old, whatever, 10 years old, whatever it is. Yeah, that's still like dinosaur magnets, but you know what I mean? There'll be a point where I'm gonna be like pulling this out for my grandbabies, these dinosaur magnets, remembering,
Yep, absolutely. One day all that stuff won't be there. It'll be clean and you'll be like, I kind of miss the messiness.
Or I'll miss like, I miss the sound of like my grandma calling me like sweet honey child. Like I'll miss these things. I miss those things now. Like it was just a simple phone call, a simple word,
Absolutely.
So we love you all. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're like, what is something I could think about? How can I look better in my ordinary life? Like, we really want to be like, what is one moment today that you'll miss someday? What is like one little thing in your house that, yeah, I have to clean it, but looking at it reminds you of a moment? What is one thing that you see in your house and you're like, this won't ever be again? Like in 10, 15 years, like I won't have this again. And when you start seeing those things, I want you then to spend more time with those moments.
Love you guys.
We'll see you next week. Next week, we do want to talk more about rituals and things that we are like attending to work on. And I think that helps with this. So we're excited for that. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye. Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.